Manhunt underway in National City this morning after a traffic stop ended with one suspect opening fire on officers. Tens of millions in rent relief available in San Diego, now overcoming what may be the biggest hurdle, making sure that people know about it. And San Diego Unified teachers back in the classroom just 1 week away from welcoming thousands of students back. ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
Well, from a police helicopter above to a SWAT team on the ground, the search continues for a man who fired at police officers in National City. ABC 10 News reporter Marie Cornell shows us what led up to this manhunt.
Heavy police presence and police officers and yellow tape is what you saw if you were near the area of 8th and Roosevelt in National City after police tried to stop a car believed to be stolen. Our 10 News breaking news tracker was there as officers with guns drawn asked this woman to get out of this white Honda Civic. Police believe the car was stolen and noticed it near the Jack in the Box drive-thru. Officers did this before approaching the vehicle.
They waited, they called into the store, they made sure that everybody locked down inside the store, while at the same time waiting for all the other vehicles that were nearby to move out of the way.
Police say 3 people were in the car, 2 women who were taken into custody and a man who jumped out. This is what was heard on police radio traffic moments before shots were fired.
He's got something in his hand, hold the perimeter.
Subject has something in his hand.
He's going over the fence, the freeway.
331 John, he's heading towards the freeway.
Shots fired! Fire, shots fired!
Shots fired.
Police say the officers fired back. None of the officers were hurt. The SWAT team was called out to help search for the suspect. They were sent to look inside of this Jack in the Box and also near the entrance onto the 5 North freeway, shutting down the on-ramp for some time. Later in the morning, the police helicopter was also used from above, searching for this man. Police say they're not sure if the man was injured. Investigators are going through surveillance videos to see if they have anything that can help identify the man. From National City, Marie Cornell, ABC 10 News.
And today, San Diego Unified teachers returning to the classroom to prepare to welcome students back. The district bringing back teachers a week early for training and to get everything in order before next Monday, April 12th. And that's when the district is set to welcome back all students from every grade level from in-person learning. Well, families are still allowed to opt for virtual learning if they're not comfortable with the return just yet. Mayor Todd Gloria and other city leaders at a middle school in City Heights this morning urging San Diego families to apply for rent relief. ABC 10 News anchor Mary McKenzie joining us live to explain their efforts. Mary.
Yeah, good morning. And Jim, today city leaders, they're highlighting this rent relief program specifically to families in San Diego Unified School District who have children in those schools. Mayor Todd Gloria joined by city council and school board members at Clark Middle School in City Heights to highlight the efforts to get more families whose children attend SDUSD schools to apply. The district will distribute thousands of flyers, they said today, to families about the rent relief program, including at all meal giveaways and when students return to class in person next week. $83 million is available for qualifying households. The Housing Stability Assistance Program can pay past due rent and utility bills for low-income households. To qualify, renters have to show at least one household member lost wages due to COVID. Those who've been unemployed for longer than 90 days will get priority. City Councilman Sean Elo Rivera, he spoke today about his own experience as a child in San Diego.
My family's most severe housing instability occurred when I was in middle school. And the moments of not knowing where we would be living, of having to rely on hotel rooms to get by, none of that would have needed to happen if programs like this were in place. That really disrupted my education, my siblings' education. I know it created incredible stress and impact on my parents.
Now, to apply for the rent relief program, go to sdhc.org. Reporting live from home, Mary McKenzie, ABC 10 News.
Mary, thank you very much. Well, we could learn soon if San Diego County will transition into the next phase of reopening. State has been working to vaccinate 4 million people in the hardest hit zip codes. Governor Newsom says that once this is done, the state plans to loosen the tier requirements, which would move San Diego from the red tier into the orange. LA entering that tier this week. This comes as San Diego County reaches the milestone of 1 million vaccinations. That's about 38% of the county population that has at least one vaccine dose. And a new boost to those vaccination efforts, Kaiser Permanente announcing today it opened a new site in central San Diego. The site will be located across from Kaiser's Claremont Mesa Hospital. The company says it will start off giving out 500 vaccines a day, but hopes to ramp up to 2,000 a day in the weeks ahead. Kaiser says both its members and non-members can get vaccinated there as long as they're eligible and make an appointment. Well, more travel records over Easter weekend amid new concerns about the impact variants could be having across the country. Health officials still urging caution as the U.S. races to vaccinate more people. ABC's Andrea Fujii has more.
As millions of people return home from the holiday weekend, there are new coronavirus concerns as a double mutant variant has been discovered in the United States. Researchers say the variant, found in California's Bay Area, may have originated in India and carries two potentially concerning mutations of the virus. The scientists say there is still much more to learn, and it's not yet clear if this variant is spreading here.
Overall, mutations will build up as we have more transmission in the community. And, the concern is these mutations lead to more contagiousness.
This as holiday air travel could be the busiest since the pandemic began. More than 1.5 million people passed through TSA checkpoints on Sunday, and more than 6 million total for the entire weekend.
Wore my mask the entire trip, followed all the guidelines, did what they told me to do, and I feel pretty safe.
With record travel numbers, the CDC with some hopeful news, saying it is safe for fully vaccinated people to fly both domestically and internationally. But experts warning that despite evidence showing fully vaccinated people may not transmit the virus, everyone should still mask up.
If you have unvaccinated people mingling, I do worry about another surge. That's what we've seen after every holiday.
The number of coronavirus cases keeps steadily rising, up 20% in the last 2 weeks, with the U.S. averaging 63,000 new cases every day. With 5,000 new COVID hospitalizations each day, up by almost 5% in the last week. Meanwhile, COVID restrictions are about to relax in Los Angeles and Pennsylvania as more businesses reopen. And in Texas, the Rangers will allow full capacity for their games Monday. More than 40,000 baseball fans set to fill the stadium. Florida's Nova Southeastern University becoming the first in the country to announce they'll require all students and staff to be fully vaccinated by the time they return to campus in the fall. And Cornell also saying they'll require the same for their students. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
And now to the developing story at the convention center where hundreds of migrant children are being housed. Dozens of young boys arriving at the makeshift shelter in recent days. We're told the boys are between 5 and 12 years old. They are also younger siblings to some of the girls already being sheltered at the convention center. Hundreds of children have been transported to the convention center in recent weeks. Shelter's capacity is 1,400. The LA Times reporting over the weekend that the Department of Health and Human Services is considering opening 2 new sites in Long Beach and Central California. An update on the man facing federal charges in connection to the violent crash that killed 13 Mexican and Guatemalan nationals in Imperial County. Jose Cruz Noguez is expected in court for a detention hearing. He was arrested while crossing into the U.S. in Calexico last week, and the judge ordered that he remain in custody. Early last month, a SUV carrying 25 people collided with a big rig near El Centro. 13 in the SUV were killed. Noguez has been charged with several smuggling counts and various other crimes. Well, happening tomorrow, the Board of Supervisors set to hear a proposal for a new county department aimed specifically at helping the homeless. It would be called the Department of Homeless Solutions and Equitable Communities. It is being proposed by Board Chair Nathan Fletcher. He says the creation of a department focused on homelessness would help to streamline efforts to help. Fletcher also calling for an end to policies that would criminalize aspects of being homeless.